What is up, YouTube? What is up, you guys? I just want to hop on here and talk about why I have given up on the American dream. I've been seeing this like trending topic for a while now, and yeah, I was just eager to kind of give my little 2 cents on my experiences and why I no longer believe in the American dream. Like, it's just not even something that I'm looking forward to. I no longer desire that. So having grown up in Chicago, like, my parents are very traditional. I come from like a very traditional family, and I've always been kind of creative. I've always been a little bit out of the box, a little bit eccentric, kind of weird. Not that I noticed it, but I feel like I was always being told that. So for me, I just felt like I was always being me. Now, once I got to college, because I didn't really get to explore my identity a lot in high school, I was pretty sheltered, you know. Once I got to college, I was able to explore a little bit more of like who I am, in the midst of peer situations, right? Because I mean, a lot of times our integrity and our morals and stuff like that gets tested once we are around people that don't keep us grounded. You got to kind of find your own footing. So that was really good in terms of like me still basically, like, I went to a school where it was a pretty traditional black school, a small school, and most people go there for like medical and law degree. So initially I went to go into the medical field. I was going to be like pre-nursing or something. But along the time I was there, you guys, like, I was just attracted to the arts. I was doing pottery, I was painting, I was doing hair on the side. Like, I pretty much did a lot of creative things. I was active in tennis, and I just felt like almost like I should have gone to an art school, but the art schools were just so expensive. So it was just like, you know, I'm already here, like, I might as well, you know, get my degree and get up out of here. So I got an art degree with a minor in psychology. And what I had planned to do with that was go into art therapy. So once I graduated, I started doing my research on what that would look like. I ended up visiting my brother the summer of 2015, because I graduated in 2015. So I visited him that summer. And yeah, I was just supposed to be visiting, but I never left, because in California, you soon come to, like, you'll just fall in love. Like, LA is one of those places, you know, yes, it's pricey, yes, you know, it's a lot of people, it's hustle and bustle, but it's a lot of opportunity for people who are in creative fields and for people who are in non-traditional fields to kind of find their niche and find what it is they're passionate about, you know. So I felt like I was in the right place, if that makes sense, because it was pushing me, and I was meeting people my age who were shooting their own music videos and taking initiative creatively to bring their ideas to fruition. Now, I still had that, you know, conditioning in the back of my head of like such a traditional route, you know, get a job, you work, and it's just like a regular job. Even if you hate it, you know, you stick with it because it pays the bills type of thing. So that was still my mindset. So I had gotten a job at Enterprise Rent a Car, and it was paying the bills, but obviously I wasn't fulfilled, right? I mean, creatively or in any other aspect other than financially, and barely financially, because essentially working a job in LA, you're just paying for a storage space, in my opinion. Depending on the field that you're in, you know, if you're getting paid like average wages, the cost of living is so high, like you have to be making a lot of money. So yeah, it just wasn't very fulfilling to me. Like, I found myself falling off of like taking care of myself. Fitness, diet, and all that got really important to me once I moved out there, because I learned so much about health and fitness that I didn't know. You know, a lot of times I think I would be healthy literally drowning my salad in college in ranch. Like, I'm like, oh, but it's a salad. Or if I skipped a meal but I had a Coca-Cola, I'm thinking, oh, well, it's not that many calories, you know, I'm just gonna skip the meal and have a Coke. But like, your blood sugar, you know, the sodium intake, just not being very knowledgeable about things that I feel like should be common knowledge but aren't common knowledge, due to the way things are set up and due to the fact that we have a medical system that literally profits off of people being ill, you know. So of course we're not focusing on preventative measures when we have treatment, or, you know, things that are going to keep you coming back and spending money to take care of your ailments instead of actually curing them from the root. So anyway, it's been a very long journey, and like a lot of emotional turmoil, and like working through generational things, and really just accepting that, and like knowing like whatever path I choose is gonna be divinely guided, as long as, you know, you have the faith and the determination to see your vision through, you know. So yes, being in Cali really just opened my eyes up. I had worked several jobs, and each of those jobs, each time that I worked and I knew I was doing something that wasn't necessarily in alignment, but was a means to an end, you know, to pay the bills, to get me to the next month, I would immediately just feel off balance. Like, I'd be out of balance, emotionally, physically, spiritually depleted, basically. And I realized, like, wow, this is seriously the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working with people who work 60 hours a week and think it's normal. You know, they come to work and eat donuts and drink coffee and smoke cigarettes all day. And yeah, like, that's just your day to day. Like, that's your day to day. So my spirit just couldn't sit still. Like, I find myself, like, anytime I'm in a challenging area like that, I get very uncomfortable. And sometimes without calculation, I will say that I have made decisions. The thing is, because I feel like I'm blessed and I have guardian angels, they always look out for me, and by the grace of God, every decision that I've made has ultimately led to an even better outcome. But the fact that I kept it was cyclical, because I wasn't necessarily seeing how I was playing the role in my own demise, if that makes sense. So I found myself back in a similar situation because I hadn't really learned, like, and meditated on a plan, like an effective plan to do something sustainable long term that wasn't unfulfilling. And then it's also a luxury to even be able to have that time because so many Americans don't even have that time to really try to dig and do the soul work to find out what they're passionate about, because they're so busy trying to pay bills. But I think that's why eventually I just gave up. Like, I gave up on it because at the end of the day, the game is rigged. The game is rigged, so you might as well rig your life to how you see fit and how you want to design it. So for me, I'm willing to sacrifice a lot of things for a life that I know is in alignment. So have someone who has to have a certain aesthetic. You know, they have to drive a certain type of car or travel here and there, have a certain type of house. For me, it's always been more important to know that I'm doing something that that's going to bring me joy, and that's going to give me the freedom to continue to explore who I am and to continue to create a vision that's completely and totally in alignment with who I am. So once I found myself kind of getting on the tail end of the cycle, I told myself, like, okay, you know, let me go for a trade. You know, we're in high school, we learn to go to college. You know, you go to college, you get your job, and half the time you can't even get a job right out of college. You have to go get a master's degree. And so even for me, having a psychology degree, like, I couldn't do anything with that unless I was going to go ahead and get a doctorate, or, you know what I'm saying, like something to be able to counsel. And that was going to be a whole nother heap of loans that I didn't want to take out. My brother asked me one day, he said, Megan, if you had $80,000, that's how much the program was. It was like $80,000. He said, if you had $80,000 cash right now, would you spend it on this program? Would you spend it on this program to get the certification? I said, no, hell no. Like, I could think of a million other things that I'd rather do. I'd probably want to start a juice bar, or, you know, a bodywork business, or what else would I have done with $80,000? If I could have purchased some land and figured out how to make passive income, like, that would have been, you know, more so at the forefront of my mind, instead of taking more loans out and digging myself deeper into this hole. So I took a break, and you'll see, I'll have to link my other video where I talked about I went to see an astrologer, and that gave a lot of clarity as to where my natural talents and abilities lie and my interests lie. And when I got that analysis, it made so much sense. Like, so many things that I've been feeling and that I've been experiencing and grappling with made sense. And her overall guidance was that, you know, I'm going to be in a field where I am providing services to people that are about health and healing. And that resonated with me on a soul level, because I always felt like at each one of the jobs that I worked, that's what I felt was neglected. I felt like I didn't have time to take care of myself. I didn't have time to pour into me. I was constantly on go, you know, like, I didn't have time when I went home to relax. Like, I would just sleep. Like, I wouldn't want to go out anywhere because I would be drained. I didn't have time to make content or to even, like, just journal and think through things and, you know, share with you guys kind of along the journey, because I was always so depleted. So once getting that chart analysis, I told myself, like, okay, health and healing, and I started doing research on the different modalities related to health and healing. And you guys, there are so many. And as I stated, because I come from a traditional background, I just didn't realize that there were so many jobs in health and healing that are not a traditional route. So, like, you know, your doctor or like your typical nurse and things like that. Like, people who are holistic healers, who are into nutrition, like real nutrition, you know, who are into yoga and spiritual mind, body, soul alignment type of work. So I took a feng shui certification, was the first thing I did. I started looking into nutrition courses. I started looking into herbal courses, and I decided to go ahead and go to esthetician school and pick up a trade skill, so that in the meantime, when, you know, I need to be earning money and building a business, I have that steady available income based off of a skill that I can provide right now. So that was probably one of the single best decisions that I've made in my life, was to pick up a trade. Currently I'm at European Wax. I don't see myself being there forever, but at this job, this is the first time where I feel when I'm at work, I work, I leave it at work, I don't take it home. And also, it's not a job that's so mentally consuming that I'm just depleted. When I'm at work, I'm able to think through my own plans and things that I want to accomplish outside of work. I'm able to journal. I'm able to edit videos. So this one shift in my life has made a world of difference in my paradigm and the trajectory that I see, you know, my life headed. Because before, I was starting to feel like, wow, like this is really it. In America, we have, you know, to look forward to getting our ass in a bunch of debt and then being a slave to a job that we hate so we can pay off the debt. And I will just say, like, it's not worth it. Like, nothing is worth your sanity. Nothing is worth your peace of mind, your health. Who's to say that, you know, if you're working in an environment that's stressful for you and to your body, that you're going to even see 60 or 70 when you're able to retire and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So for me, that freedom and luxury and a rich life stopped looking like material gains and started looking like more peace of mind and freedom. Time freedom, whatever that looks like to you, you'd have to determine that. But for me, I know it stopped looking like money, just money, on this journey of me getting to know who I was and getting to know ultimately what's going to provide a lifestyle that is sustainable. So I hope this video helped you guys, or, you know, I hope this message resonated with somebody, because I know for me, I grappled for years, and I had a major spiritual awakening. I want to say it was like 2017, where, y'all, I damn near wanted to like be a monk and like go live in a forest somewhere and just not give a crap's ass about anything earthside, because I was just like, it's ghetto. Like, it's ghetto here. The expectations are unrealistic. The meter is always changing. People always trying to keep up with the Jones. People are in tons of debt. Social media is a facade, you know. So it's just, I think for millennials and for a lot of people coming up after seeing the traditional way for so long, we realize, like, hey, this is not the only way. Like, there's actually another more viable, more sustainable way to live your life. And for me, I feel like I'm favored. Like, God, I have favor with him, and I've just been on a journey of getting to that place and having that clarity